Hello students, welcome to the Standard 10 subject Science chapter number 3 metals and non-metals. We are learning the topic how do metals and non-metals react. We have understood by an example of sodium and chlorine in our previous video. Today in this video we will understand this topic by another example of magnesium and chlorine. So let us begin with the metal magnesium. First of all, we know its atomic number is 12. So its electronic configuration will be 282. As non-metal, we are taking chlorine. Its atomic number is 17 and its electronic configuration will be 287. Now, magnesium bonds 8 electron in its valence shell. Which theory we are applying here? Octet theory. There are 2 electrons in its valence shell. It wants 8 electrons by the use of octet theory. What is octet theory saying? In the valence shell of any atom, how many electrons? 8 electrons. Like noble gases. Why noble gases are noble? Noble means non-reactive. Noble means non-reactive. It will not react to anyone because in its valence shell there are 8 electrons. They are completely filled, so they cannot react with another metal. Move to the magnesium. Magnesium bonds 8 electron in its valence shell. One way is that to gain 6 electrons. 6 electron if magnesium can gain. But it is not good. It looks like tough. So another way is to lose 2 electrons from its valence shell. Here I have made magnesium and its 2 electrons in its valence shell. I have denoted by dot. Now it will lose 2 electrons, then there will be 8 electron in its valence shell. After losing 2 electrons, this valence shell will be finished. So this will be the valence shell of this magnesium. There are 8 electrons. It is completely filled. Now let us see what about chlorine. Here I have made chlorine. There are 7 electrons in its valence shell. So I am making 7 electrons by the sign cross. Now Mg will give 1 electron to chlorine. Here I am making another magnesium and chlorine for the easiness of bond. So magnesium will give 1 electron to chlorine. So in the valence shell of chlorine there are 8 electrons. Now what does the second electron do? Here the next chlorine will come. The second chlorine will come for the next electron of magnesium. So magnesium will give its another electron to the chlorine. So magnesium gives 2 electron, one to one chlorine and second to the second chlorine. One magnesium will combine with 2 chlorine. So Mg lose 2 electrons. Magnesium lose 2 electrons. Therefore we can write Mg2 plus. 2 plus charge will come. Chlorine gain 1 electron. Then it will have negative charge. Cl minus. We know that anyone is gaining electron. Then it will have negative charge. Here this chlorine is gaining 1 electron. So we can write Cl minus. And for this chlorine it is also gaining 1 electron from magnesium. So it will have negative charge Cl minus. There are 2 chlorines of Cl minus. We can say that MgCl2, it will have no charge. Looks like neutral. But inside we know that they are made from ions, cation and anion, Mg2 plus and Cl minus. It means that there is a force, as we have learned in the previous video. There is a force which is electrostatic force of attraction. It means that electrovalent bond, in the chemistry we will say electrovalent bond. What can we say other? It is ionic bond. MgCl2 is made of ions Mg2 plus and Cl minus. Here magnesium is combined with 2 chlorine. So we'll write 2 Cl minus ions. Now the compound in which there is an electrovalent bond, so we'll call electrovalent compound, or we can say that ionic compound. Where can you find it between metal and non-metals? So in this way metal and non-metal react. We will see the another example for this. So hope you have understood from magnesium and chlorine. Now let us understand this reaction of metals and non-metals by taking another example. So for the metal we are taking calcium. Its sign is Ca. We know its atomic number is 20. So its electronic configuration will be 2, 8. Then 8, 2. There are 2 electrons in its valence shell. Now we are taking as non-metal oxygen. Its atomic number is 8 and its electronic configuration will be 2, 6. Now we are introducing here the octet theory. We know about the octet theory. What is octet theory? Any atom wants 8 electrons in its valence shell. Here in the calcium's valence shell there are 2 electrons and in the oxygen valence shell there are 6 electrons. So calcium want to lose these 2 electrons. So if calcium will lose these 2 electrons, this valence shell will be finished and this will be the valence shell of calcium and there are 8 electrons. It is completely filled. So calcium will lose 2 electrons. Here I have made calcium and its 2 electrons denoted by dot. Now let us move to the oxygen. Here I have made oxygen. There are 6 electrons in its valence shell. I have made by the sign of cross. Oxygen want 2 electrons to make complete shell. So oxygen will gain 2 electrons and calcium will lose 2 electrons. So what happens? Calcium will give 2 electrons to oxygen. So electronic configuration will be 2, 8. Now calcium is losing 2 electrons. So it will have positive charge, losing 2 electrons. Therefore we have written 2 plus. It is cation. And for the oxygen, oxygen is gaining 2 electrons. So it will have negative charge. But here oxygen is gaining 2 electrons. So it will have 2 minus charge. And it is anion. As we know, that is a force between these 2 ions. Can you remember that name? Which is, in physics we can say that electrostatic force, and in chemistry we are saying that electrovalent force. We can also say bond, a chemical bond, and it is made of iron, so we can say that ionic bond. After combining, they will become CaO, calcium oxide. It is neutral, it has no charge, but inside we know that they are made from ions. So calcium and oxygen have charges. Calcium has positive charge and oxygen has negative charge. So in this way, metals and non-metals react to each other. From this example, we have completed this topic, metals and non-metals reaction. Hope you have understood very well. Thank you.